You might be ugly. You might be unbelievably chopped. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Like, oh, yet again, you just want to insult ugly people because that's your whole thing. That's your whole game. Look, I know I've done it plenty of times before, but I'm not even saying this to be insulting. Okay, now that's not me saying that being ugly isn't bad. Of course, it's a net negative trait to have. But my point is, I don't know what you look like. Okay, you might be chopped. And according to a lot of these narratives I see on the internet, it leads me to believe that a lot of people are just chopped, just too chopped for their own good. And before some of you with low self-esteem go to my comment section crying, talking about how mean you think I am, how unattractive you think I am, which, come on, okay, have some dignity. If you feel attacked by that opening, it's probably because you think you're ugly, which I would ask why. Why do you feel that way about yourself? But again, before you do all that, I want you to hear me out because I'm not saying this for no reason, okay? I saw a TikTok, which I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to describe it to you. Basically, this man described a scenario where like you're texting a woman and you guys are kind of long distance, but then when you come to her city or she comes to your city, like she starts ducking you, she dodges you because like women only like the concept of you, but like they don't actually want to see you when it's time to put in work for the relationship or whatever it is. And there are people in the comments like confirming what he's talking about. And I was just like, what? Because mind you, I've heard about that happening before. Like someone being like, hey, I'm in your city, and then them not wanting to link up. Like, I know it's a thing, but like enough for you to make a video being like, bro, this is what women are on. Like, really? And I didn't really analyze this man's looks, but I didn't think he was bad looking at all. Like, it wasn't something where I was like, oh, like, like you ought to know. But also, allegedly, I'm not really attracted to men like that, so my scale might be a bit off. But I promise, this is not me Monday morning quarterbacking. I've been in situations where I'm texting someone from a distance, and then I come to their city, and I'm like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, hey, we should hang out. And then we hang out. You know what I mean? Like, I've never came across a situation where I asked someone to link up. Like, hey, like, I'm in your city now, let's link up. Or, hey, you're in my city now, let's link up. And they're like, no. It's never occurred. Now, is that me saying that every person like wants to link up with me? No, but I'm saying if I get to a point where I'm in this like little pen pal talking stage, that person wants to see me. And I'll take that to the bank because I've been in many such situations. As you know, I used to live in Pennsylvania. I used to visit New York a lot. So there would be people, I meet them online, we talk a little bit, and then like I'm like, hey, you're from New York? I'm coming to New York at such and such time. Like I'll just like mind you, I'm not overdoing it. Like, I don't push myself too far out there, but I'm like, hey, I'm going to New York, maybe we should hang out. And it's like, yeah. And then I go there and we hang out. And even the other way around, like a young lady, hey, I'm coming to LA at such and such time. And I'm like, oh, shoot, that's crazy. And one of us will just be like, hey, like we should hang out. And guess what we end up doing? Hanging out. Except for this one time, but I can explain why. It's completely different. This girl came to LA, right? And she was like spending time with her family, whatever. And she was free this day. And she was like, oh, do you want to hang out this day? I was like, yeah. That day, ooh, I got a little sick, and I kind of just didn't like tell her that I got sick, and I kind of just like slept through it. It was a horrible sickness. And then the next day I texted her, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I got like really sick. And I could tell she was already like a bit upset. And then I was like, you know how I can save this? If I asked to make another plan. Okay, so then another plan. We had another day, and then that day she was like, oh, like, do you want to like get drinks at like such and such? And I was like, ooh, I don't have my ID because I lost. And I think she took that as me like trying to like kind of weasel my way out of it. So suffice it to say, we didn't link. Okay, but that's different. Like, clearly the desire to link was there until I kept kind of like folding. And my point is with this, like, this whole video is not going to be about that topic. But my point is, I hear about a lot of things in dating. I see a lot of dating takes on the internet. And my entire thing, for one, has always been that person doesn't like you. But that also advances into, maybe you think dating is so bad because you're not as attractive as you think you are. Because you guys know, I've been in horrible dating situations. I have nightmare exes, right? But I'll be the first one to tell you dating's great. I have no problem with dating. Love dating apps. That video is going to come soon, by the way. I have no complaints about dating in my real life, okay? But I see these things on the internet, people going back and forth. For one, men getting women who ask them for money, like off the bat, or at all even. I've never been asked for money from a woman in my life, or from anybody. I mean, oh yeah, no, my mom asked me for money before. I'm talking about romantically, okay? Like I've never been in this situation. Now, mind you, I've mentioned this before. Maybe it's because I was in a small pool. I just moved to LA. Maybe someone in LA is gonna try that with me. It hasn't happened yet, and I will tell you if it does. And I'm telling you, like right now, this applies to both genders, but like I'm just attacking one topic at a time. Like, if a woman genuinely wants you, bro, she's not gonna want you to think she's broke. And I'm telling you this right now, some of the women in question don't even know that they're like that, but they're like that. And you know how I know? Because I'm a bitch. Like I'm just like them. And when I say that, I don't mean women are B words. I'm a B word. I'm the only B word here. But like I'm very similar. I've told you guys before, I've had women send me money. I've had women order my Uber. Like that was especially back in the day, very commonplace for me. But you know what those people had in common? Like the people who gave me the money, I really wouldn't mind losing them. Okay. And not even in a bad, like I thought they were like cool people, like they're chill. But like if I never spoke to them again, like if something happened, if they were like, Or like a situation where like my Uber's getting paid for, right? And they're like, you know what? I don't think I can pay for the Uber. Could you get it this time? We wouldn't have linked up. Okay, for better or for worse. Again, I'm telling you, horrible on my part, right? Like morally, but like we wouldn't have linked up. There are times where I texted certain individuals where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get them to send me money. I'm not gonna ask, but like I'm gonna kind of talk in a roundabout ways for them to send me money. But you know who I never did that to? People I talked to where I was extremely attracted to them. Like extremely attracted where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to mess anything up. Like I'm a bit nervous even. Even sometimes when they would offer, and do you know why? Because I didn't want them to think I was broke. And also, okay, for one, when people offer you money, you have to deny it the first few times. Okay, just the first couple times so they don't think you're like a gold digger or anything. But like after that, then you can kind of, but hey, regardless, okay, I was not going to take money from them. Okay, now mind you, I will say, I'm not tricking in that situation because nothing's going to make me trick. Like, I'm not saying like, hey, I'm not taking money from them, but I'm going to be like, hey, here's $50. Like, absolutely not. Like, when I like someone, I still have a spine, I promise. Now, mind you, okay, look, if someone were to be paying me up front for not that much, I would talk to someone who I wasn't attracted to. But like generally, I'm not talking to people who I'm like completely not attracted to. So it's not like a situation where it's like, oh, they're chopped, but they're giving me money. But I mean, just a situation where like I'm less attracted to them than I am to other people. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like I look at them and I'm like, I can for sure do better, like far, far better. I feel like the only exception is there was that one girl who gave me a lot of money who I ended up dating. But that was a combination of multiple things. Okay, one, she was just filthy rich, and two, I was being convinced over time of the attractiveness. You know what I mean? But overall, my point is, chances are, if someone is really attracted to you, if they really like you, they're not going to make these requests of you, especially in this monetary sense, because it makes them look bad. Because again, mind you, I'm talking about me accepting money right now, okay? The concept of asking for money, I would have to hate you to ask you for money. I would have to have no respect for you whatsoever. So yeah, keep that in mind when women are asking you for money. But again, this is not a one-sided thing. I also have heard complaints on the internet about women being like, men don't approach anymore. Men don't approach. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. If they don't approach, dude, I remember I was talking to this girl and she literally said, she was like, oh yeah, like I realized I haven't been getting approached lately, but I think it's just like the energy that I put out. And it's like, no, like you're losing it. Okay, you're losing that spark. And I tell you that as a man who doesn't approach women in public. Okay, even at a function, like it's very rare that like even in a social setting, I'm just gonna come up, strike up a conversation. But you know what I do know? I know there's men that do that. You know how? Because I see them. Are you telling me when you go out, you don't see other women get approached? And because I understand like we're advancing in society and people are saying men are getting more feminine, quote unquote, whatever that means. But I'm telling you, there are men who approach. Another reason I know is because there are women who get on the internet complaining about unattractive men approaching them. Now, mind you, I'm not one of the people who are like, oh, like you can't get mad about an unattractive person wanting to pursue you. I think you absolutely can get mad about an ugly person approaching you. Personally, am I going to get mad? Only in situations where they end up kind of blocking me from someone I actually want to talk to, or like they kind of just don't get the hint and don't go away. But overall, if someone unattractive like tries to approach me, I'm just gonna be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be fine. Like I'm not one of those people, but like I understand certain people like that, and I'm not gonna shame them. But it's like you hear about that, right? So it's like if there are those men approaching women, then there are men approaching women, just in general in society. And yes, I push forth the narrative that attractive men are less likely to approach women due to not really having the need to, and also having less experience, being less acquainted with rejection. So they might be a little shy. Because honestly, like that's how I feel. Like, the concept of me approaching a woman and being like, hey, like I'm Bryce, like hi, little conversation. Can I get your information? And she's like, no, scares me. So I just don't put myself in that situation. But there are plenty of men, plenty of attractive men who don't care. Like so it's like the concept of you not getting approached for any reason other than the fact that maybe you're not up to snuff in a particular way. It's bro, there are women who get approached in wedding rings. So it's like I don't want to hear this malarkey about like, oh, men don't approach anymore. Because I'm telling you right now, I see the TikToks, I see the video, I see the people who are saying that men don't approach, and a lot of them have something in common. And again, it's not me bashing, but I'm just saying factually. It's like I see these people and I'm like, again, same thing with men complaining about it. This is like, this could not be more of a gender neutral video. Like I'll see a man say, oh man, women are doing this, that, and the third. And I'll look at him, I'm like, I can see why. Like I can see why they're doing that to you. Not that I agree. Sometimes I agree, but like, not that I agree, but like I can bear witness to it. And there's also another narrative right now. This narrative, I'm probably going to touch on it again because it's a very popular topic. I'll probably touch on a lot of these narratives again, to be real. But this narrative that I know a lot of men put out where it's like, you can't be vulnerable in front of a woman because either she's gonna get like icked out by it, or she's going to use it against you in the future. As for the whole using it against you thing, grow up. Okay, people do that. I do that. Okay, if you give me some sensitive information and we start verbally swinging on each other later on, I might bring it up. Okay, like I told you, I'm a bitch. I can be a bad guy. I can be a scoundrel. That concept is more about how petty the person is. Okay, so if someone's like petty, and maybe, maybe be a little bit more careful, okay? Or make sure you have a bond that kind of surpasses the pettiness. Or don't, because mind you, bro, if you reach a petty level with somebody, like if you're going back and forth with someone and then you get petty, bro, you can't get mad at them when they out petty you. Like I remember this girl told me she got into, because her mom like put hands on her, and it's not funny. Don't laugh. And it's genuinely not funny. Okay. But like I had to pause to regain myself. Okay. So her mom put hands on her, and basically she used to talk to this guy where his mom passed away. And it was crazy because like he would like bring up people like, oh, like that's why your mom doesn't love you. And then she'd be like, yeah, your mom's not even alive. And it's like, okay, like you can see how that happens. Now, mind you, if you get into a little discussion and like you're being completely respectful, then the person brings it up. I feel like that's a completely different thing. Okay. But if you're going disrespect for disrespect and then they cut deep, it's like, bro, like you should never have let it get to a place of disrespect to begin with. Like if you sense it getting to that point, nip it in the bud. You know what I mean? Or you got to be prepared for that kind of stuff. Okay, a little bit off topic. Gwyneth Paltrow is such a beautiful name, bro. Like, dude, they really cooked when they came up with that one. Anyways, as for the thing that like really bothers me when they say like, oh, like you'll give women the ick, like if you tell them like your emotions or whatever, or like you get vulnerable, bro, please. For one, this is assuming that you know how to express your emotions in a healthy way. Okay. Now, if you're screaming, punching walls, then yeah, she might get a little icked out by that. But if you're just like talking about like, hey man, like this thing happened to me when I was younger, it makes me sad to this day. Oh, I had this heartbreak, boo hoo, I'm so sad. And they get the ick. I'll tell you this right now. They didn't rock with you the entire time, to be completely real. Look at it this way, gentlemen. Okay, ladies, I'm sorry if you're feeling isolated. Like, let me know in the comments if you're doing okay, if I need to do a better job of being inclusive. Anyways, gentlemen, I want you to think, okay, you're with a young lady that you don't like that much, okay? Maybe you're with her for money. Maybe you're with her just to sleep with her, something of the sort, okay? Not dating, but like you're talking to her for a particular reason. What's the one thing she can do to mess it up? Becoming an issue, becoming a situation, becoming emotionally, physically, socially taxing. Okay, I tell you guys about it all the time. Like, oh man, things were so great with me and her, but then she wanted to be seen in public. Oh, but then she wanted to see me too often. She wanted to go on dates. I could tell that like things were advancing so far for her and that she was going to need physical proof of that advancement. These are real things. These are real concepts. So if you immediately, because mind you, men and women are the same, if someone told me to make a video about that, and I will, but I'm gonna need a lot to make that video. But anyways, literally just flip your emotions onto her, right? So you're being vulnerable, you're opening up, and she's like, see, I didn't really like this guy. I liked him because we went on cool dates. I liked him for money. He was good in bed, something, things of the sort, right? But like this emotional stuff, I didn't sign up for that. And that conceptually can happen to anybody. Like I remember there was a situation where I kind of opened up to this girl. I was like, oh man, I have social. Now mind you, okay, I can tell you the full story on here. Basically, I linked up with this young lady a few times, right? Cracking it, doing a great job. Things are going well. Like I'm love bombing. I can tell like she's really like picking up while I'm laying down. Like she's into it, right? And I kind of messed up the first time, okay? But at the same time, like it's not even messing up because you have to do it. Like she was basically like, we're talking about like how we feel about each other, about the first link again. But she was like, oh, like, it's just like sometimes people say things and they don't mean them. And it's like, you don't have to say things that you don't mean if you don't mean them. And it's like, I'm like, yeah, I know, but like I mean what I'm saying. But like in my head, I'm like, bro, of course I have to say these things that I don't mean. Like you're putting me in the situation. So anyways, it's like that. We're locking in, bro. She's like getting me like items, bro. Like every time I see her, like she gets me something new. Like not mind you, she's not getting me a diamond ring, but like like, oh, like here's this consumable. Okay, I don't know why I can't say like, because she would just give me stuff, okay? Just I need you to understand that. Sometimes like I'll be talking and there'll be a certain word that I want to avoid saying, but trying to avoid saying it is like a nightmare, okay? Because basically I'm like she gave me consumables, right? But I wanted to make it clear that it wasn't food, but like I don't know how to say that. But like I didn't want to say the word food, so it was a big struggle. But yeah, anyways, not food. I've coped with the fact that I have to say that word. But yeah, like she would give me stuff, right? So things were going really well. And then basically she wanted to go see a movie, right? I thought I paused. The movie was Weapons, okay, when Weapons first came out. Actually, no, Weapons was out for a minute, but she hadn't seen it yet, right? And I remember I was doing something. It was when I first moved here. I was putting together furniture, and I told her, I was like, oh, I really have to lock in. I think I was literally like putting together like this chair. I was like, oh, I gotta lock in on putting together this chair. Because it was the day of too. I genuinely would not have had time to like actually link up with her. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, like public, like this soon, Like, yeah, we've linked up. Like, we've been linking up for a few weeks, but like, bro, like, come on. Being seen in public off the rip, like we're moving too fast. But since I was already working on the chair, I was like, okay, bet. Like that gives me a perfect out. And basically, as I was, working on the chair, she saw me on a dating app. And I think she was mad because I hadn't texted her back. But like she saw me, I'm like, what does that have to do with me being on the dating app? But like she figured that I was out there like entertaining, like looking for something new. And I was like, look, I wanted to fix the chair. Because she was being really weird the next day. But like when she brought it up to me, she said it as if she had resolved the issue. She's like, "Oh yeah, like I saw you on the dating app and it upset me because like I thought you were ignoring me." But then like I realized I was also on the dating app and like things are still early, things are so fresh, da 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 da. And I told like I'm pissed, like I'm annoyed at this moment because I'm like, there's no way you're being serious about this. But basically, I kind of like I said all the right things. Like I'm like, oh yeah, just not like if you ever like want to like communicate about these things, like just let me know. Like I'm completely fine with that. Blah 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 blah. Now mind you, if she would have told me she wanted to shut things down, like monogamously between us, hell no, bro. Like is she fucking crazy? But anyways, she was not taking any of that. Very emotionally unavailable woman, which I don't think. I was not used to, bro. Because the thing is, because I had freshly gotten out of a relationship, right? And even it was two different relationships. Like basically, there was one that was like, let's just say one was half a year, the other one was the other half a year, right? And I got in both of them like within like 2 weeks. Like I broke up with one, got with the other like within a week or two, right? So I had been in these situations with these people who are just so emotional all the time. Now sometimes very like harmful emotions, but like just emotional all the time. So like I was always able to like say my little BS. But I gave her that BS, and she was not. She wasn't biting on it, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, "What?" Like my manipulation was a little bit rusty. But anyways, at the end, like she said something, and I don't know how in her mind this correlated, like me, like being on the dating app, me not texting her back, like, oh, she's like, oh, but like I would just love to like go out and like do this thing with you. Like for somehow she connected all the dots in her. Now she didn't even tell me. Like this isn't me like not being able to remember. Like this is literally like she just kind of all of a sudden just brought up like, oh man, I wish we could do something together. And I'm like, this would be a perfect opportunity. Because mind you, I could have said, oh yeah, of course we can. I just genuinely had to fix the chair. That's what I should have said. But I decided to say something much, much stupider. I was like, look, if I push forth a narrative that like it's harder for me to if I push forth I can push forth a narrative that would delay this for long. Because if I just said like, hey, like it was just that one day I was busy, da da da, she could be like, well, what about today? What about tomorrow? You know what I mean? And it could be a problem for me. But what if I could say something that would buy me more time? So I decided to bring up my social anxiety, right? Very real thing. I'm very socially anxious. A lot of people don't believe me when I say that. As a matter of fact, she didn't believe me when I said that, okay? Because she's like, oh, I see like your IG pictures. Like you look very like out there. And I'm like, yeah, everyone says that, but like, no, I'm very shy. I'm not very mind you, but mind you, I'm like, when I met you, I was shy. Like that was the first thing she was like, when I tell you, I was trying my best to be like an out there like conversationalist when me and her met for the first time, but she was just like, oh, you're so shy, like you're so quiet, like why the vibe's not matching like the text. And I'm like, girl, what? Because mind you, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I was talking. Like I was like mind you, okay, I was doing my best like little like small talk impression, but it wasn't like she would ask me something and then I would just do like a one word answer, or if it was a situation where I like answer and I don't have much to say, I ask a new question like, hey, like how long have you been in town? Oh, do you like cats? Oh, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying my best here, bro. And like you're giving me a hard time for like being so shy. But then like later on when I bring on like, oh yeah, I have social anxiety, like that's why I'm shy. She's like, She's like, oh, like, do you like you wear these flamboyant outfits? Like, there's no way you're shy. Of course I'm shy. Like, why does me having drip mean that I'm not socially anxious? Literally, me having social anxiety is my biggest flaw. It is a massive flaw. Like, when I tell you, like, just even as a content creator, the amount of like opportunities that I can't even tell you about that I turned down due to me being like just an anxious mess socially, horrible. Like I need to work on it, dog. But anyways, I'll fix that. The point is, I was telling her about my anxiety. She was not receptive at all. Even like when she did like start believing, I think she started believing me at some point. She was not feeling me. Okay, like she was not like messing with it. Now, mind you, she didn't like completely like just like cut me off. But like since then, things have not snapped back to like the same. So I'd say that's kind of like one of those things of like, oh, like don't be too vulnerable, da 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 da. But it's like, it was just a situation. Like my point is, if she was like into me more, like into like BRS, like not BRS, and if she was into Bryce more, she would have ate that up, bro. See, that's why trauma dumping is a tactic, right? Like she would have ate it up. But what I'm saying is that happened to me one time. Once I, now it probably has happened to me more times throughout life, but I'm saying if that was a consistent thing, like if you're dealing with that every time, like, oh man, every time I open up that happens, then I have news for you. Okay, you might be chopped. Like again, these things can happen in a vacuum, right? Like, oh, you're a young lady, you're at a bar. This guy, like, you think he's gonna approach you, he doesn't. That doesn't mean you're unattractive, of course. Like a lot of people have these things happen. But if you're telling me that you're constantly running into problems, that constantly it's just these people doing something, it might be you. It most likely it. I don't even want to say it, but it most likely is you. If everyone you're running into is a problem, there's a reason that they're a problem around you. There are things I run into. Okay, I'm gonna make a video about it soon. A lot of women, many of them, too many, some of you know this, kind of age regress around me. Regardless of what age they are, okay, they'll be in their 30s. They will age regress. They will go to little baby voices. Like they'll go up there. They'll call me daddy. Sometimes they'll call me things even more paternal than daddy. Now, am I going to go out and say that all women just age regress? No, because that's not true at all. But what is most likely true is there's something about me that's making them age regress. I don't know what it is. Am I too mature, perhaps? Am I, okay, imagine I started glazing. Like I was like, bro, am I just too amazing? Am I too handsome? Is my meat too high quality to the point where they can no longer advance? They start aging backwards, okay? That's probably not funny, but like, you see what I'm saying. No, I'm not going to speak too much on this because it's going to be its own video, but it's like, I'm probably doing something wrong, right? Like that has to be like a mistake on my part. Like it can't be something good. Now, okay, you know what it is? I'm too enabling. Okay, I'm too loving. I'm too nurturing. Okay, I give them mom vibes, bro. Like I'm so maternal. Now, mind you, disclaimer: it's not anything so aggressive to the point where like I ought to be concerned for like their well-being as a human. But it's something where I'm just like, what? Like, why do I see you like interact with like your friends? Even I hear you on the phone with your friends, your mom, your dad, your family. And you're like completely normal, like you're a normal human being, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's and I meet you like, and when I first meet you, you're a normal human being, but then after a while, like that's you with me. Like what is it that I'm doing? Because again, it happens to so many of them. But my point is, I have to take accountability with this. There's something about my vibe that enables that kind of behavior from them, and like at least in their mind they feel like. But I know, and there was a point in my life where I was like, bro, is that what women are like? Like is that what they do? Like all of them? But I know it's not the case. Okay, because I have a friend who has a girlfriend, and he'll talk to me about her, and like she don't be doing that, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, how do you get her to not do that? And he's like, bro, she just never did. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? It's unfathomable. Okay. The same way some of the things I talk about are unfathomable for some of you. Okay. Because you might be challenged in the face department, which is okay. You can live life. Like I'm not saying you don't deserve to be alive. I'm saying when you think about these concepts that boil down to, oh my gosh, why don't men like treat me with respect? Oh, why don't women like me? Like why don't women treat me with respect? You might have to take a look in the mirror, literally. Like again, the concept of like, oh man, like you have to buy a woman a drink just to talk to her, and then da 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 da. No, you don't. No, you don't. I've never done that in my life, bro. We're like, oh, men don't ask women on dates anymore. Yes, they do. Yes, they. I promise you, they do. And even more than I'd like, because I'm super progressive. Like I wish it would just be an even 50-50 split. It's not a 50-50 split. As far as who's asking who out, it's not a 50-50 split, and you know that, or you should. But you see my point. Okay, some of you are lacking facial ability, and it's leading you to be challenged in particular moments. Because it's your life and you naturally can't see any different, you're kind of going tunnel vision. Okay, you're super you're like, oh my gosh, this is my reality, this is what it's all like, when in reality plenty of people don't experience what you experience. And not just in a way where it's like, oh yeah, like there are some people in the world, like there's a small percentage, like no, like there's a good amount, like, because even when I post, when I'm like, bro, I've never had a woman ask me for money, there are people who comment, they're like, yeah, me neither, like what's up with that? For every post complaining about men not approaching women, there's a post complaining about men approaching women, even if maybe that woman gets approached in a way that she didn't like, by either someone she didn't like or a way that she felt like was disrespectful. Men sending weird messages on Hinge and things of the sort. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. People are like, oh, Hinge is trash. Oh, I look at my Hinge likes and it just ruins my day. Oh, I can't get matches on Hinge. Bro, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you have a problem with Hinge, and I'm gonna repeat this in the dating app video, so like brace yourself, but like The thing with Hinge is it shows you your likes. Okay? Like you see when someone likes you. Okay? I don't know if I don't know if you're following, but if you send likes, at least now mind you, inbox be blowing up sometimes. But if you send likes, at least some of these people are going to see the fact that you like them. And if you're not getting matches off the people you like, guess what they most likely did? I'm sorry. Sorry to break the news to you. So again, this is not me telling people that like you think too look, when I say you might think too highly of yourself, I don't mean it in a sense where I'm like, oh, like you should lower your self-esteem. Who am I of all people to talk about people saying that their self-esteem should be lower than it is, okay? I endorse someone having a large ego, okay? However, I also endorse realism. You know what I mean? Like I endorse being very like for real about the issue at hand. Like I have supreme confidence in myself in a lot of ways, and you guys know that. But I wouldn't put myself in a situation. I wouldn't go out on a limb and be like, oh yeah, I could just go out and spit game at anybody. And if they reject me, it's on them because I'm a catch. If they reject me, they must be a lesbian. You know what I mean? Like I would never be on. Reason being is because I'm very realistic about my linguistic abilities. Okay, now can I talk? Can I yap? Oh, of course. Okay, but can I flirt? Not really. Okay. You know how many women always like talk to me and they're like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't tell if you were interested or not. It's like my entire life, no matter how flirtatious I think I'm being, it's, oh, I didn't know you thought I was attractive. So it's like I'm still a confident person, but I know I'm not good at flirting. Like I just know that's like an ability that I lack. So it's like you can be confident, but also be like, I might be a little chopped. Might be a little choppy poo. Again, it's not a crime. Like you're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? In life, maybe, probably, hopefully. But I'm telling you, once you decide to accept your shortcomings, it gets so much easier. Okay, and I'm telling you that as someone who, again, I have shortcomings in like the yapping department. Like I'll always be brutally like when people are like, oh, like Bryce, like what's your Riz technique? Like oh, like what's your game? Do you have a line? I'll always be the first one to tell people I don't have game. I'm just handsome. That's all I got. Honestly, that acceptance gives me so much more game. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that, like, you'll see what I mean, okay? Like, in the sense where me accepting it, I'm not operating from a place of, like, me capping to myself. Like, if I didn't have game but was pretending I had game, I would be spitting game and completely messing up and being like, oh my gosh, like, these people, like, they're ghosting me and I don't know why. But when I accept the fact that I'm very bad at letting women know that I'm interested in them, I can do my thing. I can talk to them and just accept in my mind. Like, I just keep it in there. I'm like, okay, they probably aren't going to know that I'm interested in them. So maybe, I'll just say something a little more, say something on the nose. That's what my flirting style is, very like direct because I have to be direct. But like I don't want to do too much at the same time. I mean, like I can't just say something sly. Like mid conversation, I'm gonna have to be like, "Oh, you're very pretty." I'm not gonna, bro. I want to tell you. Speaking of Hinge, dude, I saw this woman and I was like, bro, I was like, I genuinely think you might be the prettiest woman I've seen in my entire life. I meant that shit. And I'm telling you, I meant it. So, like, I definitely meant it. And she was like, oh, like, haha, like, you're just saying that. And I'm like, the funny thing is, I'm like, so serious. And then I just continue with the conversation. I feel like a better flirter would have been able to carry that somewhere. Yeah, wish me luck with that, by the way. She kind of dope. But it's like, imagine, like, I kept trying to, like, push that scenario, right? With like more like flirtatious lingo when I know I can't hit it like that, like verbally. Like I went back to who I am. I'm like, okay, I can yap though. So I just went to talking about regular stuff. Okay. And that's how the conversation continued. That's how I made it off the app. So you got to find a way to succeed despite the fact that you might be chopped. Maybe, again, you could be an attractive person watching this, just, for fun, for shits and giggles. You could be watching this and being like, hey, like I don't relate to what these people are saying at all, and that's great. Congrats. But again, like when they say like, oh, you point the finger and there's like three fingers pointing back at you, that's kind of like how this is, okay? If everyone else is the problem, then you're the problem. If it's everyone else who's insane, then it's you. Okay. Unless we're talking about everyone hating me on the internet, because I'm not gonna lie, everyone hates me, everyone thinks I'm a horrible guy. That's not on me being a horrible guy. That's on y'all. Okay, that's you guys have bad perception skills. But for real though, in the context of like dating and interpersonal, oh my gosh, great example. Me, I've told you guys before. There's so many times where I've struggled making friends. I'm not looking at these people like, oh man, like what's wrong with them? What's wrong? Now, mind you, I do have some ops. Okay, but I accept it. I'm like, bro, there's something about me that's just hateable. Like some people are gonna hate at the end of the day, and me accepting that some people are gonna hate is what brings like my really close friends even closer to me. Okay, because if I was like like going around like kind of being like apprehensive towards people because I think there's something wrong with them. Like I will, something about me, bro. I always will put my heart on the line. And I mean that even platonically, okay? No matter how many times I've been in hurtful situations, I will go back out there with my full chest out, okay? I think that's one of my best qualities. But you see what I mean? Like if I didn't take accountability for the fact that I'm like, hey man, people just hate my guts. Like even if I don't know particularly what it is, like, hey man, I don't know what it is, but like something about me, people tend to have a problem with it. I'm a weird guy. I'm an oddball. Don't always mesh with everybody. Just is how it is. If I didn't learn to accept that and I decided to actively blame everyone else for it, my life would be so much harder. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, that doesn't mean you have to be critical. Again, I'm a weird guy. I'm an oddball. I don't dislike that about myself. It's just a quality that I know I have. But again, look inwards, be objective, and look, again, people say things like subjectivity, but there is also something called life experience. Okay, like again, like when people call me ugly, like on the internet because they're mad at me about something, I'm like, dude, I go outside and I live a handsome life. Okay. Like an ugly man does not have my romantic history, just objectively, right? So it's like, yes, something like looks may be subjective, but you know your life experience. Are you living a chopped life? Like the world you're in, the way people treat you, are they treating you like a chopped person? I feel like deep down you know. So again, it's like look at these experiences, analyze. Like, hey, my life. What is it looking like for me? Like, what is this telling me? Now, mind you, that doesn't have to change your self-image. You can look in the mirror and be like, man, I look like this. Just like, and this is kind of like the opposite example. Like, I remember I posted like a picture of me shirtless and people were like, oh my gosh, you're so skinny there. And to me, I look like the fattest slob imaginable in that picture. Cause you guys know I have eating disorder, body dysmorphia. It's like a thing for me. So it's like, I know objectively I'm skinny, but in my head, I'm still a fat slob. Okay. So for you, you can look in the mirror and be like, hey man, I look good. I like this quality. Like, look at my features. I really like them. But like, objectively, like your experience doesn't necessarily follow that. And that's common, bro. Like no one's experience is going to completely fit their view of themselves in their head. Like that would just be unreasonable. Like that's why like when people hit me with like oh, like you're not as attractive as you think you are. And it's like, okay, like is that really supposed to hit me where it hurts? Like I'm content with the concept of being perceived as attractive generally. So it's like even if again, like in these people's opinions it doesn't align exactly, like I think that's okay. So it's like you don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to completely change your, I mean, you might have to completely change your mindset, if you have something in your mind that's you deem as an objective truth that's not, then you definitely have some soul searching to do. Okay. But I just mean like subjectively, like you don't have to completely overhaul how you view yourself to be like, okay, this is how others view me. Like, and here's an example with me, and I feel like you'll really like this example, okay? Because it's not just me glazing myself. When I look in the mirror, oftentimes I see my hair and I'm like, it's my hair. Like it's fine. But then I get on TikTok and people are like, bruh, like your hair. Or I get on here and people are like, dude, your hair, you gotta do something. Oh my gosh, you got split ends, you got knots, da 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 da. But I still look in the mirror and I'm like, man, I have hair. Like it's on my head. Like I'm not tweaking about it, you know what I mean? But what I do understand is that my hair to other people be looking crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like I kind of have to operate throughout this world as if my hair looks crazy because it does. Like I'm being completely real with you, bro. Me in cornrows, a lot of times I'll look at me in cornrows and I'll be so unsure of it. Like I'm like, oh man, me in cornrows. Like I'm more. Do I want to say I'm more comfortable with the afro? I don't know. Point is, me in cornrows, I'll be like unsure of it. I feel like more unsure than like me consistently having the afro. But I know for a fact everyone finds me more attractive with the cornrows, even though there's sometimes like there would be some people be like, man, I don't know, you should bring the fro back. Like, while I have the cornrows in, and I'm like, dude, I've had cornrows in for like, well, it'll be like a week into me having cornrows. They'll be like, oh, bring the fro back. And it's like, dude, you don't actually mean that, because it's like then you see the fro, and then you're like, oh yeah, oh like you see like it get a little like messy or whatever, and you're like, nah, yeah, bring back the corner. But you know what I mean? My subjective view of my hair and like looking and me not having a problem with what my hair looks like right now doesn't change because I know the objective fact of people probably are looking at my hair and being like, oh, this is crazy. He's got to do something about that. Oh my gosh, he needs a cut. He needs a lineup. See what I mean? So it's like, yes, I'm telling you that you might be chopped if you're experiencing certain things, but like, it's okay. Like you can live, you'll survive. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that was a very good message I put there at the end. Okay. But that is this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Wait, let me give you a little state of affairs. It's not going to be a long state of affairs. I'm just going to tell you, I'm grinding it out. I'm getting very ahead on these videos, and I'm feeling very good about that. Okay, I'm very, very confident with where I am, like, in YouTube right now. Just, like, narrowing it down on, like, okay, I'm getting the job. Because I remember before, I could not like get a backlog to save my life, but now I really have a backlog because this I have 2 videos coming out before this video, and like this video is like being recorded actively. I think I can manage recording another one after this. So again, I'm super excited. Again, I'm making y'all my main thing. Okay, y'all were the side piece, but you're getting promoted. Okay, but again, I'm not gonna blabber too much about it because I might continue state of affairs in the next video. We'll see. But thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, everything I have to say, and become a member if you want to. Okay, but I love you regardless. So sorry for saying all that. You know, I hate the self promo portion of these videos, but I do love you once more, and have a great day, night, evening, morning.